I think that it would be great for our family farm to continue for generations. I mean, when you drive down the road and you see a farm with a sign out front that says, fifth generation, I think that's wonderful. It's an excellent legacy to be able to pass down. My name is Jodi White, and I live in Virginia with my family, and we raise beef cattle. Oh, the life of a cowgirl is, it is very versatile in that I wear a lot of hats. I'm a business owner, I am a mom, I'm a wife, and then ultimately a cowgirl. I'm a caretaker of land and animals. Cowgirl is kind of just a term that I just like to use. I don't ride horses, I don't rope. I like that phrase because I deal with cattle all the time and I'm a woman, so cowgirl just seems fitting. My family actually got started at this when my dad first got out of high school. Upset his entire family when he decided not to go to college and that he would much rather watch the cattle graze. He just found his heart for being outside and tending to animals. My dad was actually the first generation farmer in our family, and you just can't be raised in that environment without a little bit of that seeping into your heart. Our operation is based out of beautiful Virginia, which is an absolute beautiful environment and a beautiful backdrop to make a living on. So from potatoes to cattle to kids, everything grows better. It's known for its fertile land, excellent summers. They're very mild, and we do have some tough winters, although they're not as tough as what some of the old timers can describe. It's a wonderful place for cattle. Most of your beef cattle and your Holsteins do very well. Some of the southern cattle, such as Brahmas, are more prone to freezing, but most of your Herefords and your Angus breeds, Simmentals, the Holsteins and the Jerseys seem to do just fine. I think that one of the biggest misconceptions in any industry involving producing meat or food in general is that animals or the plants are dirty or mistreated. And that's definitely not the case. I mean, if you want to produce a quality product and get paid for that product has to be in good shape. So I call all of our cattle my babies, and most of them I can basically tell you who they are and what they look like. We try to make sure that everybody's as healthy and as happy as possible and have plenty to eat. You can't mistreat something and expect that to make you a profit at the end of the season. When we gather cattle, we try to have that group of cattle adapted to our feed truck. We will generally feed those for 2 weeks to a month before we try to gather them, and that just makes the whole process so much easier and so much safer for everybody involved. If they are preoccupied following that feed, they're much less likely to get spooked and to run. And so it's just so much easier and so much safer if they will just follow that truck versus having to, potentially rope them or even chase them, get somebody hurt in a four-wheeler accident or, anything like that. It's more of a safety issue, and it's much less stressful on the cattle to use the feed truck and get them adapted to that. So when we get them led down to the pens with the truck, ultimately we'll shut the gate. From there they are trucked to a set of scales where they're weighed, because cattle are sold for their weight. Then they will get on a semi-truck and head west to a feedlot where they'll be fed probably for another 30 to 45 days before their slaughter at a processing plant. I really feel like the future for raising cattle in America it's very scary to me. There's not a whole lot of young people who are geared toward this line of work. There's been a lot of family farms sold off just due to financial difficulties and lack of interest from the upcoming generations. One of my first occupations that I dreamed of was being a country music singer. When I saw that my country music career wasn't going to pan out, I looked into nursing in late high school and actually started into nursing school in college and realized that being enclosed and oftentimes not being able to see the outside was not for me. I had worked in a bank. Again, I just did not enjoy being inside and having to be there from 9 to 5 every day. So when it was offered to me to come to work for my dad and then later on to take over the business, that was just a dream come true. It freed up so much for me. So I'm not meant to be caged in. I feel like as a Yellowstone fan myself, I feel like they did a pretty good job of depicting the business. However, there was a lot of drama in there that just does not go on a daily basis for most of us. So we don't all wear cowboy hats and our boots and our spurs all day long. You do what feels right. You know, you're most likely to see me running around in a pair of hiking boots and a hoodie on most days. So we're not all the Hollywood portrayal of a cowboy or a cowgirl, like riding horses. Riding horses is just not practical in today's world. I know it's enjoyable. I like to ride, but to do that on an everyday basis and to be able to cover the amount of ground that we have to cover on a daily basis, riding a horse would just be insane for us. Side-by-sides and four-wheelers have really taken over as far as transportation. There's so much to love about just being in the outdoors and being a caretaker of the land, and it's very rewarding. There are days when it is hard. There's days when you think, some people don't have to work this hard. But then there's other days when you see a calf that you've been doctoring for, a week or two, and you see him improving, and you see him coming to eat, and you see him getting up, and it's just, that is satisfaction. When you can, do something as simple as hanging a gate and you swing it and it works. It's very satisfying. So there are a lot of rewards, and not to say that there's no setbacks, but there are plenty of rewards if you just look for them.